At a height of 480 feet from the ground, there was something inside this 4,500-year-old pyramid that prompted researchers to send a robotic camera inside just to see it. The robotic camera stopped at one point because it encountered a stone slab in front of it. Researchers believe that there must be some secret hidden behind the slab that has been buried for the past 4,500 years. They had to know the secret at any cost, so they attached a drill machine to the robot, which made a fine hole in the stone slab. A camera was then sent through this hole, revealing a scene that had not been seen by anyone for the past 4,500 years. There are a total of 138 tall pyramids in Egypt that have faced dozens of earthquakes and several dangerous storms over the past thousands of years. Yet none of them have shifted from their places. The tallest and largest pyramid is called the Great Pyramid of Giza, and the base area of this pyramid is 13 acres, which astonishingly can accommodate not just one or two, but a total of 9 football fields. An estimate suggests that a total of 2.3 million large stones were used in this pyramid, some weighing as much as 50 tons. If we estimate its total weight, this pyramid weighs 6 million tons, equivalent to the weight of 12 Burj Khalifas. But what was the ultimate purpose of building such tall and magnificent pyramids? How were the walls of these pyramids leveled inch by inch thousands of years ago when humans had no tools? How were 50-ton stones cut into square shapes and raised to a height of 480 feet without cranes? And which engineers were involved in constructing these pyramids, ensuring that all sides were set at exactly 51.5 degrees? You will learn all of this in today's video, so let's start with challenge number 1. For centuries, various research teams have been trying to figure out the construction technique of this pyramid. Specifically, how each side was exactly aligned to the north, south, east, and west without compasses. Many experts believe that the architects of that time first found land that could support the weight of millions of tons of stone. After that, they marked each side of the pyramid using polar stars, the stars that help determine the Earth's poles. No compasses or optical instruments were used. Only this basic technique was employed to set the direction of the pyramid thousands of years ago, and that too with 0 errors. Challenge number 2 was leveling the land on which this pyramid was to be built, covering 13 acres. If the level was even slightly off, it would have been impossible for this mountain of 2.3 million stones to stand. Now, to level this land, the engineers of that time had neither laser levels nor bubble levels. Experts believe that water was poured into the construction site from all 4 sides, and then the water levels from one side were matched to the water levels on the other side. Any part of the ground that did not match the water level was leveled using chisels and hammers. Many experts believe that the ancient Egyptians used a simple tool with wooden beams on both sides and a stone tied to a rope at its exact center. If the stone touches the ground and the rope aligns perfectly with the center line, it indicates that the ground in between is perfectly leveled. Challenge number 3. Now the directions were set at the pyramid construction site. Markings had been made and the ground level was established. It was time to start construction, which required millions of tons of heavy stones. However, they had neither grinders nor jackhammers to cut these stones. Yet they managed to cut 50-ton stones and shape them into square or rectangular forms. But with whose help did they accomplish this? Yes, this was the only tool used to cut the stones. Experts believe that the chisels used in the construction of the pyramid were not made solely from copper, as they knew that copper is soft and cannot cut stone. Therefore, a chemical called arsenic was also included. These chisels, made from copper and arsenic, were struck against the stones with wooden hammers, and after several hours of labor, large stones were shaped. Challenge number 4. Since this particular type of stone, which is now called limestone, was being quarried 250 kilometers away from the pyramid construction site in Tura, a problem was transporting the stones to Giza. Each stone weighed 50 tons, equivalent to 50,000 kilograms, which is roughly the weight of 3 passenger buses, and a total of 2,300,000 stones were to be used in just one pyramid. Transporting such a massive weight could not be accomplished by any animal in that era, nor did they have trucks available. Even if this task had to be done in today's modern age, transportation companies would face a significant challenge. This amazing work was done with the help of workers and boats during that era. Yes, the river between Tura and Giza was utilized, and large stones were loaded onto big boats and transported to the pyramid site. Experts believe that this task was not easy. Loading and unloading such large stones on ships would have required an army of at least 500 workers at the same time. Challenge number 5. The expert teams researching the construction of the pyramid had found answers to many of their questions. But one thing always troubled them. The limestone was cut, transported, and began to be stacked one on top of the other during construction. The issue was how the stones were raised to such height. Many experts believe that this this was planned even before the construction of the pyramid. They might have been lifted using a spiral track or a zigzag method. However, it is certain that the 50,000 kilogram stones were pulled up with the help of an army of workers. Challenge number 6. The task was not just about millions of workers chiseling and hammering limestone and transporting such large stones. Pathways into the compartments inside the pyramid and several small passages were also constructed. Everything else was fine, but one thing surprised the experts, and that was that the stone used in the inner compartments was not limestone, but granite. Yes, granite is a stone that is considered the hardest stone in the world after diamond. Even in today's modern era, granite cannot be cut without the help of large grinders. Several archaeological experts from around the world visited the pyramid, but none of them found any clues as to how the Egyptians cut solid stones like granite so precisely 4,500 years ago. Finally, after many years, experts have solved this mystery. The Egyptians cut granite so precisely with a saw that had no teeth. Yes, this toothless saw was operated on granite by applying weight on both sides, and gravel was placed. Experts believe that this method took about 4 months to cut such large stones. What was the ultimate purpose of building the pyramids? How many laborers worked at the same time on these pyramids? And what scene was seen inside the stone slab of the pyramid when a robotic camera drilled into it? A scene that had not been seen by anyone for the past 4,500 years? You will learn all this and more in part 2 of this video. Thank you so much for your loving comments and likes. See you in the next amazing part.